Coronavirus, or as it's now being called COVID-19, has been in the headlines for quite a while. Information about the virus, some of it not so accurate, has been cropping up all over Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, and other social media news feeds. As of this recording, the World Health Organization is reporting over 71,000 confirmed cases of the virus in 26 countries. But before you get too worried, over 70,500 of those cases are in China. Less than 30 are confirmed in the United States, and so far, none in Ohio. It does make me wonder though, do we have anything to be worried about here in Ohio? If only there was someone I can ask. Of course, I'm kidding. As students at Ohio University, we have access to some of the brightest minds in the world. So let's see what they have to say. I started by talking to Dr. Calvin James, a virologist and a professor of biomedical sciences here at OU. I asked Dr. James exactly what is coronavirus.
To really speak about coronavirus, I'll make a general statement what viruses. They're just parasites that are genetic material that enter the cell, take it over, reprogram it to produce more viruses. A coronavirus does the same thing, except that corona, like other viruses, so viruses are divided into large families. So coronavirus belongs to a family called coronaviridie. So coronaviruses are not new. They're just, this novel virus is just a new one, what we'll call an emerging new viral infection.
Biological sciences study the biology. So you have the pathogen, the virus, infects, what happens, how does it spread. Psychology studies how people make decisions based on information. There are all these little pieces, but this information all by itself doesn't answer this question. How many people will get infected? And only after we feed all this information into the mathematical model will we get answers to this type of question. You have let's say a simulated outbreak. You can study in the computer or with mathematical tools, and that lets you predict what happens during the outbreak until it's over, without actually exposing people to risks.
I always heard that math is something we use every day. I guess I just never considered that people like Dr. Just could use it to predict or even impact the spread of disease. It's fascinating. But I wonder, in the grand scheme of these parasites that take over our cells, viruses, is this one any more dangerous than the other big virus outbreaks in the past, like SARS or MERS?
I think SARS, the mortality rate was about 10%. So it's no more deadly than SARS. It's just that whenever it makes the news, something makes the news, we get excited, get concerned, etc.
There was a lot of misinformation initially spreading about coronavirus, especially on more sort of regional social media platforms. Information was exchanged that wasn't backed up by research. Don't engage with the content that might sound shocking or interesting or just so out there, but unless it's backed by a credible source, do some homework, fact check. I know it's hard sometimes, but that's the way you can contribute, by not spreading the misinformation.
Okay, we all know that bad information circulates on social media all the time. So that's great advice from Dr. James. Know your sources, people.
The most important number in disease modeling is what we call R0. It helps us predict how many people ultimately will get infected. For the coronavirus, we don't know what it exactly is. There are estimates that range from R0 is equal to 1.4 to 3.9. It changes every day. We are studying this. And if the R0 gets below 1, we will not have this kind of major outbreak where a sizable proportion gets infected.
The reality is, though, with viral-borne diseases, they're scary things. And the reason why they're scary is because people will act as people will act. We've already talked about isolation. This is the best single thing you can do for a massive viral outbreak, is isolate yourself until it runs its course. There is no medication for coronavirus. There's no immunization for coronavirus. The only thing you can do is hygiene, isolation, sensible avoidance of the workplace until it runs its course.
That is smart, Dr. Fredericks. You heard him. Want to help prevent coronavirus? Stay away from people if you feel like you're coming down with something, and wash your hands. You probably should do that last one even if there's no virus around. Want to hear more from our experts? Scroll down.